playing, I can't even think of it.
Somebody else's song.
A country song, yeah.
Hey folks, there's a little remote action here, and guess who I'm hanging out with? You know these guys, don't you? And look at this. We got our man Musty One working on my favorite quad. This is a 1987 Ford Trax 200 SX. I mean, look at the condition of this thing. This thing is in nice shape. I just never see them like this. With all the plastic intact, look at this. Never ever see them like this.
So, it's had a bunch of times come back and worked onto it. So it's
Anyway, looking over you Dizzy's or Musty One's shop here, and I'm realizing that he's not storing all kinds of crap in his shop. He just has tools and stuff in here. Such a concept. You can see he's working on that bike there. He brought that in to work on. The snowblower he's working on. But it's not full of toys. Makes a big difference. You also notice everything's on wheels. That's a good idea too.
Yeah, he was just a big metal warehouse store everything.
over the whole property.
Over
the house and everything.
Yeah. Just, I told you guys, when if I were to have my perfect situation, it would be 10 acres in Pennsylvania with a 50 by 100 barn, and I would just live in the barn with my crap, right?
Yep.
Just kind of corral off a little.
And just lay there, be good.
And I'd have it set up with shelves so that I could drive around the propane forklift and move my toys up and down and all around. And I know you guys would be telling me I'd probably fill that barn up in no time. Anyway, David and I decided to take a road trip up here.
We sure did.
To see Musty One. We had a nice lunch looking over his shop. We did a couple of exchanges of motorcycles and all. He's got a lot of cool stuff here. His shop, by the way, to me, it's 24 wide, which is the same as mine, but he's 30 foot deep. That extra 6 foot makes a big difference. You put a lot of stuff out of the way, it just moves it to the other side. I guess whenever you build a shop, it's never quite big enough, eh?
This used to be where the workbench and all the toolboxes were across the front when I first did it. And then when dead cars, the Mustang was parked here, and another car was parked on that wall, and I used to pull a car in the middle.
Okay.
So that you have it set up like that, but a lot of times you're working out in the driveway right in front of the garage, so you'd have to squeeze between the cars, go to the bench, back and forth all the time, where it became much more fashionable to put the toolboxes on the side there and closer to the doors, instead of having to walk through the shop every time you need something.
Yeah, the way my garage is set up, if you're walking in the far door, this is kind of where my workbench is. Then if you turn around, in between the two garage doors is where I kind of have that rollout thing and the pegboard with the tools on it, and then the rolling toolbox is up against it right there.
Well,
yeah.
When I built the garage, they said, do you want 2 single doors or do you want 1 large door? I'm like, give me the 1 big door. It's good if the single doors are good if you don't want to dump a sheet out and stuff when you're trying to bring a car in. But if you try to bring anything in or out on an angle, forget it. It's you're stuck with that dimension. You know what you're dealing with now.
Yeah, and the problem is when you fill up the space between the doors, it kind of grows outward, and it just chokes up everything. And also, it gets harder to move stuff back and forth between the two when you got a pod sticking out in the center. So
even if I bring a car in here, I can still skirt by and get to the other lift.
Yeah. See, my problem is I built my garage and I realized there's a lot of pluses about it. It's got a sunny side view when the doors are open, which is good. I mean, there are pluses from that point of view, but from the point of view is if I would have gone, another 6 to 10 foot deeper, that would have helped because length of a car, right? 24 is really good for length of a car, especially a full size.
Can you still do that now?
Yeah, it wouldn't be easy because I have trusses up above, so I'd have to support that back wall, so to speak. Because I can't go forward. I can't go forward or backwards where the doors are anymore because backwards it kind of tapers down the hill toward the property line, and the other side it crowds the backyard. I could go out back, but that's where the box is, the reefer box, yeah, with the lean-to on it, the quasi shed. So you always learn these things after you build them. Basically, if you're building a garage, if you think you need 24 by 24, you actually,
48 by 24
yeah,
with a
yeah,
lock.
yeah, you actually need it much bigger. You always need it bigger.
It all depends where you're coming from too, though. Like, I growing up, I always had a one-car garage, possibly to work out of. A 12 by 18 garage. So when you think a 24 by 30, that's like 4 times the size of the garage I had. That'd be awesome. But then you get used to that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the size of this though because it keeps it where I don't store stuff in it, and it keeps it kind of like your kitchen. You want everything within an arm's reach. You don't want to have to go through like your kitchen. You're not going to have your dishwasher 15 feet away from where your sink is. And the garage is the same scenario. You want everything to be within a step or two to go grab it when you're working on stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the other thing is, as you get bigger, now you got to heat it,
Yeah.
right? And you might be warm over there, by the pellet stove, right? But as you're starting to get near the doors, especially as you're going, instead of 30 feet, 36 feet, or 48 feet, that's like a candle then, right? It gets harder to get it warm, so, yeah.
It's working in here good.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's working real nice. He's also got it set up in various pods, right? There's his air, jacks, welding, paint, right? This is his grinding area, it looks like. Vise for grinding, plus his grinders up above, buffers, roller, saws, press.
Don't be showing everything in my garage.
Oh, no.
Ripped off.
No, don't rob them. But I mean, each section is in pods, which is a really good thing, also. So, anyway, folks, just a quick video to document today. We had a fun time driving up here. Got out of town.
They stole you, Dizzy, away from his little hole for a little bit.
Yeah,
Wicked exciting.
I called you, Dizzy, yesterday, and I said, boy, I took a look at the directions. I'm driving right through. What do they call where you live?
Worcester.
Worcester.
Helltown.
Worcester.
WOSTA.
SDA. Worcester. And I figured, man, let me just pick them up and drag them on up here. Had a nice lunch. It was a good time. Anyway, folks, I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your heads up, and get out there and enjoy all your days. Bye now, folks.